You may think you know Barbara Eden, the charming actress who enchanted viewers for years with her unforgettable role in I Dream of Jeannie. But as the world recently celebrated her 92nd birthday, it turns out there's more to Barbara than meets the eye. From the untold stories of her encounters with Elvis Presley and JFK to her views on booze and more, discover how these elements shaped her career. Join us as Facts First presents Barbara Eden turns 92, and now she confirms the rumors. Eden's rise to television fame. Barbara Eden navigated a circuitous path to fame. Born in Tucson, Arizona, August 23, 1931, Eden's family soon relocated to San Francisco. Enrolling in San Francisco City College, she studied theater arts, which ultimately became the bedrock of her career. In those early days, she performed in local clubs, took roles in theater productions, and gradually began getting television roles. It wasn't a straight shot to the big time, though. Eden faced a string of minor roles in TV shows and movies, including westerns and dramas, always floating on the periphery of fame. Then came the career-defining moment that made her a cultural icon, landing the role of Genie in the TV show I Dream of Jeannie in 1965. What Eden says ruined the show. Between 1965 and 70, I Dream of Jeannie graced the small screen for 139 episodes, a period that saw massive transformations in television technology. While the series initially debuted in black and white, later installments took advantage of advancements and were shown in vibrant color. Even the early episodes didn't miss out on this revolution, as they were eventually retrofitted with a color palette. The end of the I Dream of Jeannie era was not a simple fade to black. While the series gained immense popularity for its daring love story between a mortal astronaut, Tony Nelson, and a 2,000-year-old genie named Genie, its cancellation in 1970 was the outcome of a specific event: the on-screen marriage of its lead characters. Larry Hagman, who played Tony, seemed to be constantly taken aback by the dilemma of his character, an astronaut whose career could be jeopardized at any moment by his relationship with a mystical being. His sidekick Roger, however, was more than eager to embrace the magical world, which, according to Hagman, created a delightful chemistry among the cast. The show's downward shift happened in the 5th season when Tony and Genie finally tied the knot. Barbara Eden has expressed in both recent and past interviews her immense dissatisfaction with this writing choice, stating the marriage disrupted the show's credibility. In her eyes, Genie's non-human status, juxtaposed with Tony's mortality, was the very essence of the show. Hagman likewise echoed her sentiments, revealing in interviews he wasn't surprised by the show's decline in ratings after the wedding episode. The show's creator, Sidney Sheldon, was apparently also vehemently opposed to the marriage, attributing the series' fall from grace to this ill-advised storyline. So while I Dream of Jeannie may be remembered for its entertaining dynamics and on-screen chemistry, it was the loss of this very tension that turned out to be its undoing. Tragedy after tragedy. Barbara Eden has faced numerous trials and personal tribulations that extend far beyond the confines of a TV set. Her life off-screen has been marred by countless hardships. In the late 90s into the early 2000s, her beloved son, Matthew Ansara, faced the debilitating challenge of homelessness and addiction, an ordeal that gripped Eden's heart as a mother. The pain was magnified when she received the devastating news of Matthew's untimely passing in June of 2021. Under circumstances best left unspoken, but deeply mourned. Barbara was not immune to the lure and pitfalls of Hollywood lifestyle. She witnessed the effects of substance abuse firsthand, notably in her close friendship with I Dream of Jeannie co-star Larry Hagman. His struggles with alcoholism revealed the darker side of fame, offering Eden a cautionary tale she would remember throughout her life. Eden's failed marriages. Navigating the highs and lows of matrimony seemed like a script Barbara Eden couldn't quite perfect. Her first walk down the aisle was with actor Michael Ansara. While this union brought forth her son Matthew, the marriage was fraught with differences that couldn't be reconciled. Despite their love and the joys of new parenthood, the couple eventually succumbed to the pressures of their divergent lives, leading to a heartbreaking dissolution of their marriage. It was a pattern that sadly repeated itself. Hope twinkled once again when she tied the knot with Charles Fager, a Chicago Sun-Times executive. Initially, the marital horizon looked promising. filled with shared laughter and the chatter of fresh beginnings. But the script flipped once more, this time accelerated by his struggles with health and wellness. With each of her marriage's end, Barbara found herself rewriting the narrative of her personal life, searching for a story that ended with happiness ever after. Her mother's cancer battle. Navigating the corridors of hospitals and the maze of treatments became a regular part of Barbara Eden's life as her mother battled cancer. The experience took a significant emotional toll on her as she balanced her demanding career with the heart-wrenching reality of her mother's deteriorating condition. After a relentless fight, her mother passed away in 1986, leaving Eden with a profound sense of loss. Eden and Elvis swapped relationship advice. Before she conjured magic in I Dream of Jeannie, Barbara Eden had the unique experience of working with Elvis Presley in the 1960 film Flaming Star. While many of Elvis's leading ladies often became romantically linked with him, Eden reminisced that their relationship was nothing but professional. In an interview at Christmas Con in Pasadena, she hailed the king of rock and roll as a gentleman, stating that Elvis would courteously offer her a chair on set, an act not common among actors. As the lights were adjusted between shots, Elvis would bring out his guitar and serenade the cast and crew, creating a congenial atmosphere. Their conversations often veered towards Eden's marriage at the time to Michael Ansara. Elvis questioned how she maintained her marital equilibrium amid the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. She recalled telling him that they treated acting as their job and nothing more. Little did Eden know, Elvis was already contemplating a future with a girl he met in Germany who later became Priscilla Presley. Years later, Eden and Ansara found themselves in the audience of one of Presley's iconic Las Vegas shows. To Eden, that performance stands as a vivid memory of Elvis in his prime. In fact, she described it as the most thrilling thing she'd ever seen. She turned down JFK. Barbara Eden's unexpected meeting with John F. Kennedy happened in a place where most of us are typically looking to pass the time, an airport. The year was 1967, and she was shopping for candy at a New York airport when a stranger approached, offering to introduce her to JFK. Although Kennedy was bundled up in a heavy coat, obscuring her full view of him, the two exchanged polite greetings. Just as she was about to leave, Kennedy handed her a piece of paper with his contact information and whispered for her to call him. In one recent interview where this episode was discussed, Eden candidly admitted she discarded the paper, a decision she now wishes she could take back. This brief but memorable encounter adds another dimension to Eden's tapestry of experiences with prominent men. It's worth noting that despite the temptations that came with such encounters, Eden had her reasons for maintaining a distance. In JFK's case, she was married at the time, which certainly played a role in her decision not to pursue further contact. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite Barbara Eden memory? Let us know in the comments section below.